Hi everyone, welcome back to the month ahead astrology forecast and the card reading for all signs. Thank you for being here with me. Before I start the actual, sorry, I just got to get a pen. I thought I had one, but I don't. Before I get into the astrology, before I get into the cards, I do want to mention a couple of quick things. First of all, if you'd like to book a reading, the link is below to my online store. Variety of different readings. If you haven't had a reading from me before, you can get astrology readings, you can get a mixture of astrology and psychic readings, all different things there. But if you have any questions, you can always message me. You know, if you need help picking a reading, you can message me to help you decide via Etsy. I have another shop as well, which is my gemstone jewelry shop, if I can talk. I've just revamped that store a little bit and just changed the banner, made it look a little bit more, I don't know, just needed a change. So that link is below, Starlight Gemstones on Etsy. You can find bracelets like these ones, all gemstones, different sizes, small ones. I use a lot of sterling silver and antique silver. But yeah, have a look if there's anything, you know, you might be interested in there. I've just added a few new items, and I'm going to add some new ones again soon. So there's that. Also, if you want to join me on Patreon, I'm on Patreon. I've been on there since about December 2022. There's different content on there from me that you can't get anywhere else. There's majority of it is different stuff. Like, it's still astrology. It's still me doing psychic work and doing readings. I'm also doing some stuff like, you know, unsolved cases, true crime, things like that with readings and looking into things. I've always done stuff like that for myself personally, but I thought I would add it on the Patreon as part of what I do there for things that really catch, you know, my attention. So have a look on there if you're interested. I would love to see you there. And what else can I tell you guys? I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to get into the astrology, but all the links are below anyway if you need to know anything else. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Susan Starlight. I post daily, pretty much daily on Instagram. Okay. So let's talk about March. So March is a huge month. Why? Because there's two major planets changing signs, Pluto and Saturn changing signs. Okay, so let's talk about Pluto first, even though that happens later in the month. Pluto is moving into Aquarius, 0 degrees of Aquarius, on the 23rd of March. Now keep in mind, Pluto stays in a sign for a couple of decades at a time. So Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. This is a huge change for the collective. If you want to know a bit more in depth and more detail about this, go to my main channel on YouTube called Starlight Oracle. I have a video on that. I can link it below as well if you're interested, where I talk about, you know, what this means in the collective, right? So, and also, I think I also did for each sign as well, based on the solar astrology. So if you're an Aquarius, you will want to know about this. Also, if you're early born Taurus, like when I say early, I mean really early, like the first day of the sign, because that's those Tauruses and also Scorpios, Leos, and of course Aquarius, that are born at the very beginning of your sign, like the first day or two. You guys are going to be affected in the next year or two with this transit. It's really life-changing energy. So there's a lot to know with it. So on the 23rd of March, those that are sensitive will feel the energy shift, you know, even before that, like a week or so before that, which is, you know, I would say you could feel it 2 weeks before that. There could be some tension building up collectively in the world. Aquarius, remember Aquarius is to do with the people and the public and, you know, humanitarian issues and humanity and how we feel in touch with our sense of humanity and equality and things that, you know, are related to freedom, because Aquarius is a very freedom-loving sign. It's also a very rebellious energy as well. So yeah, it's certainly going to be very interesting to see, you know, what's happening in the collective. But these transits with Pluto are very slow. So it's, you know, we may see some things this year and next year to do with some changes going on in the world for sure. That impact people's lives and the way we live in society. But anyway, as I said, if you want to go more in depth with me on that, go to my main channel, Starlight Oracle. I have a whole video on Pluto and Aquarius. Let's come back to the beginning of the month of March. So there is a full moon in Virgo on the 7th of March. So I'll talk about that just briefly. So the full moon in Virgo, it's on 16 degrees of Virgo. So if you're a Virgo, this is going to be important for you because you're releasing something that is possibly to do with your work or your health or your routine, or something that, you know, sometimes it can be a great time to declutter if you're feeling like your personal belongings are sort of starting to make you feel cluttered up, or you're like, you know what, I've been meaning to declutter this room or rearrange this or reorganize this part of my home. Great time to do it, leading up to the full moon or just after the full moon. And the full moon's always about letting go and sort of surrendering your energy more than, you know, I always say the new moons are better for setting intentions than the full moon. But pay attention to your intuition, especially around matters to do with health, work and routine, because that's what Virgo rules. For some people, there could be issues in the workplace because people's emotions may be a bit heightened around the details of day-to-day life. Also, one main part of the body that Virgo rules is the small intestine. So, you know, around the full moon, so from the 15th to the 17th, mostly leading up to it more so say the 15th, 16th, it's a good time to just take care with the diet and make sure you're not overindulging, because you'll really feel it around that full moon in Virgo. Virgo is very sensitive energy. We feel, you know, people that have a lot of Virgo energy or sixth house energy in their charts feel a lot of the details of the body. They feel everything, you know, they can be very sensitive to the workings of the body. So, you know, that's why I say also it does rule the small intestines. Make sure you eat well and you're not overindulging, or, you know, eating things that you know are going to make you feel bad afterwards, or yeah, that kind of stuff. So there could be a little bit of stomach sensitivity with that. So also on the 7th of March, which is the same time as the full moon, Saturn leaves Aquarius. This is big news. So Saturn's leaving Aquarius. So anyone that was born at the end of Scorpio, Taurus, Leo or Aquarius is going to get a great sense of relief with Saturn moving into Pisces, because Saturn in Aquarius has been very difficult for the fixed signs, those signs that I just mentioned. So this is going to be, you know, a bit of a softer energy in Pisces. You know, it's not a bad sign for Saturn to be in. Saturn is difficult in Aries and Cancer. Okay, those signs is more difficult. But Saturn in Pisces is not too bad. It does soften the energy of Saturn, I find. It is a time with Saturn in Pisces from the 7th of March for the next 2.5 years or so to look at how you can really make your real dreams a reality. And it's about wanting to be more authentic and combine your spiritual life with your practical life. So if you kind of feel like those, you know, two things are too separated, or if you feel like in your being you're one person, but in your outer life they're not matching up, or they're too compartmentalized, this is an energy or a transit that can help you to become more authentic in the way that you express yourself and live your life in a real sense. Saturn in Pisces will be difficult from the 7th of March for anyone early born Pisces people, so people born at the very beginning of Pisces, you know, could bring some more responsibility. And again, I've got a whole video on this, so I won't go into it too much on my main channel, Starlight Oracle. I'll also link that below. So a couple of really huge things already this month. And then on the 16th of March, Venus goes into Taurus, which is actually wonderful because Venus is in one of its home signs in Taurus. So Venus is very happy in Taurus. It can bring good energy for all Taurian people, also for other earth signs. And, you know, it can bring prosperity, extra financial abundance, support, you know, more money flowing in, feeling good in yourself physically as well. And it's a bit of an indulgent energy sometimes with Venus in Taurus. So, you know, if you're feeling a bit too tempted with indulgences, just you'll have to, you know, watch your self-discipline, you know, be more self-disciplined is what I'm trying to say. But Venus in Taurus is lovely for getting in touch with your body, the physical senses, sensuality, enjoying, you know, the simple things of life. Taurus people, I'm a Taurus, we love to enjoy the simple things like just a nice cup of coffee in the morning, looking at a sunset, going for a walk in nature, just being at home, you know, enjoying our space, just the simple things, you know, being with people that we care about, and doing something creative as well. That's a big Taurus energy. So from the 16th of March, we have a bit more positive energy around those things. And also, not to mention, Venus, you know, is about love. So with Venus in Taurus, love can be a bit more stable. If it's been a bit wayward or weird, you know, it is coming out of Aries where it's in detriment, not a great energy, you know, for Venus to be in. Venus is not happy in a Mars ruled sign Aries, it tends to be feel somehow on the back foot, or that it has to chase after what it wants, or that it feels forced to chase after what it wants. But Venus in Taurus is more kind of just hangs back, and whatever's meant to come to a Venus in Taurus will come to a Venus in Taurus, and that's how simple it is. And it's like whatever will be, will be. It's not that Venus in Taurus doesn't care, it's just that it's this energy of going with what is meant to be and just flowing with things. So this can be good for love, you know, for people in relationships, also single people. It's, you know, and if you're not focused on that, it's a very creative time as well. So it's great for any creative projects and tapping into just feel good vibes. Okay, now the 19th of March, Mercury goes into Aries, so our thinking tends to speed up. We might be a bit more impatient, okay, with Mercury going to Aries. Mercury is the mind, it's how we think, it's how we communicate, how we speak. So there could be a lot of fast communications, quick communications, sudden texts, sudden calls. Sometimes, you know, that can be a bit impatient, or dealing with impatience either in yourself or in others. It's a very blunt energy around communication, so people might be feeling more like just being really blunt and just saying what they think and kind of not holding back. So that comes in from the 19th of March. 20th of March, then Sun goes into Aries, so it's Aries season. Happy birthday, Aries people. And you know, this kind of speeds up the energy again, so we've got a lot of fiery energy from the 19th to 20th of March, and that's very go-getting energy. And then on the 21st of March, just a day after that, we have the new moon in Aries, so that's really shifting the energy out of how we've been in February, in a lot of Piscean Neptune energy, which has been kind of dreamy, a bit confusing, a bit sort of, what am I doing, what am I up to, kind of maybe, you know, feeling a bit foggy or a bit lost. March, from I guess from the time Mercury goes into Aries on the 19th, it's going to feel a bit more of aggression in the air potentially. People are going to be, like I said, more impatient, but in terms of getting things done, this can be really great. So with a new moon in Aries, this is a time of definitely working on manifesting a new path for yourself in some way. If there's anything new that you want to begin from the 21st of March, when that new moon's in Aries, this is a time to focus on that and really get focused, because Aries likes to be kind of single-minded and just go after and take action on those things that are instinctively coming up as a desire or as an area of focus. So don't get distracted from your focus around the 21st of March, because you'll be able to achieve more that way if you focus your mind. Okay, and then like I said before, 23rd of March, Pluto goes into Aquarius, 0 degrees. And you know, it's on and off will be between 0 degrees of Aquarius this year and 29 of Capricorn, so it does go back and forth, but basically it'll be on that 0 degree, I think March, April, May till June, and then it retrogrades back off memory. I'm just going off the top of my head from my memory here. It goes back to 29 degrees of Capricorn, which it will be on and off on between 0 degrees of Aquarius and 29 of Capricorn this year and next year, actually. And lastly, from the 25th of March, Mars goes into Cancer, where we start to feel much more emotional around the actions that we want to take moving forward. So that could actually be, you know, Mars in Cancer it's in fall, so it can be a bit emotional, a bit too emotional, and a bit too cautious about making change. So something to be aware of, you know, I would say if you want to make changes in your life in the next month, the best time to do it is before the 25th of March, before Mars goes into Cancer, especially if you're a Mars ruled person, like an Aries sun or rising, or a Scorpio sun, moon or rising, because you might feel a bit too emotionally held back or fearful. Mars in Cancer is something where the energy focuses on protection around the family, around the home, and your emotions, and yeah, it can be quite sensitive and emotional, so people might be feeling that after the 25th of March. Those are the general energies, guys, so let's look at the individual signs and what's coming up for March for you. Okay, so all right, so the first sign is Aries, so let's have a look. How am I going for time? Okay, just got to keep an eye on that, because I don't like it when my camera just will cut off at 30 minutes, which it does. I've got to get a new camera eventually, but yeah, so I've got to be mindful of the time. These are the decks that I'm using. I'm using the animal totem tarot here. And the animal, what, these ones are the, what are they? Archangel Animal Oracle cards by Diane Cooper. This is the Rainbow Oracle, and this is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up. I may use Astro Dice. We'll see. I've got 4 different decks for each sign. So Aries, what have we got for Aries for March 2023? Aries is going to be a big month for you because it is your birthday month. And we have Mercury in your sign. We have, obviously, Aries season. What else do we have? Oh, the new moon in Aries on the 21st. So for some Aries, that 21st, or maybe a lot of Aries actually, depends where you're born in Aries, that new moon on the 21st is going to be significant for you. A couple of cards have come out from the deck here. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Interesting. So for some Aries, there's a new beginning around a work situation here that's being very activated in the month of March. So, okay. So it looks like for some Aries, if you've settled into a new job, you might be feeling this feeling of like, okay, I'm just finding my feet with this new situation here, because this is what I'm getting for some people. Page of Wands is like a new job opportunity with the Pentacles here, and it's like you're just trying to work out your routine and get into the routine with the Seven of Pentacles. Let me see for other Aries people what else this can be. This could be to do with a young person around you or a male connection in your life. All right, pages sometimes can be, you know, children, young people. The Seven of Pentacles can be almost this feeling, you know, that I'm getting that Aries, if any Aries are in a bit of a rut, this is an energy of taking action, because this is fire, right? And you're a fire sign. Taking action around where you feel bored in your life, with the Seven of Pentacles, where you feel like you're not growing, where you feel like you're stagnant. That's what I'm getting here for the month of March, okay? Let's look at the animal message for Aries. Aries for March. Be strong and courageous. Wow, that's very much, you know, strong and courageous. Really, the two keywords that I associate very, very much with Aries people. You are strong and, you know, you're strong and courageous. And, you know, fire signs tend to have these qualities quite prominently. So it's asking you to work on, if you're feeling, you know, Chiron is in Aries at the moment. So some Aries people are struggling with that Chiron if it's contacting your personal chart. With feeling that self-confidence that is innate to Aries. You might feel like you've had some knocks to your self-confidence recently, Aries, and this is reminding you you are strong. You know, even if there is a time or a phase where you feel more sensitive or emotional, doesn't mean that you're not strong anymore. It's like you just have to continue to have confidence in yourself. That's a big message that I'm getting here, despite, you know, external knocks to your confidence. That's what I'm getting. So it's like, don't believe what everybody says in terms of like if people are being critical or mean towards you, or you feel like other people are doing better than you or anything like that. It's like there's a time for everything. You know, sometimes people are doing very well, but they've been through really hard times and that's their time to sort of break through. And sometimes people are in transitional phases where they're like ending a cycle of their life and they have to go into a new cycle, and that can be difficult. So, you know, don't compare yourself to anyone else is essentially what the message is coming through very strongly here. Let's see what other advice there is for you. Sovereign, wow. Claim your sovereign self and seize the throne of your own life. Wowzers. There's an Aries out there that really needs to hear this message. If you've been hanging back and you're not taking charge of something that you need to take charge of, and look, Aries are very action oriented, but I do know some Aries that have been in situations too long that they shouldn't be in, and they're just kind of hanging there, or, you know, they're not sort of being, you know, they're not taking the action that they need to take out of fear. So I almost see a lion here. So I'm getting Leo energy as well, which is again about courage. This is kind of trying to push you a little bit to say, you know, with that new moon in Aries and Mercury going to Aries this month, this is a time of change for you. And guess what, Aries, with Pluto going to Aquarius, that makes a sextile to Aries. So that's going to be good for you guys. It's going to be ultimately empowering. Now, obviously, keep in mind, if you're born at the middle or end of Aries, you're not going to feel that for many years yet. But still, Pluto in Aquarius is empowering all the Aries people. So, you know, this is the time. What is the self-care oracle? So I'm going to grab the one that fell out. Connect with the earth. Yep. So this is about nature, getting out in nature and it's a 4, which is about grounding yourself. If you're finding Aries, you're getting stuck too much in your own head, which is very common with Aries, to overthink and just, you know, be in their heads a lot. Get out in nature, do something creative. You know, some of you may be into painting, photography, the arts. You know, when you're out in nature, you can get ideas that really just answer questions or help you to work through things that have been difficult or have been plaguing your mind. So I feel like, you know, this month the messages are really clearly about getting out of any kind of stagnation. Some Aries are starting a new job situation, but the message really strongly is stay true to yourself, be strong, and have the courage to take action on a new path that wants to open up, but also make sure that you're being grounded, that you're not having knee-jerk reactions or you know, just kind of reacting out of stress or fear or kind of impatience, but you know, you're thinking things through and making changes accordingly. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so if you're an Aries and that didn't resonate, have a look at your the reading for your sun, sorry, your rising or your moon sign as well. Okay, all right, so we've got Taurus next. My fellow Taurians. What have we got? What am I doing for time? Okay, 21. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. Taurus, March. Oh, this one's jumping out. Oh, wow, you got the star. We got the star. How lovely. I love this. This is Aquarius. Okay, so, wow. I want to say if there's any Taurians, especially if you're born at the beginning of Taurus, right? The very beginning, which would be in April. The April Taurians, the early April Taurians. Not all April Taurians, just the early ones. So if you're born the first couple of days of Taurus. When Pluto goes into Aquarius on the 23rd of March, you might feel some tension in your life, okay? You might feel some strain, but this is trying to get you to, this message here is trying to get you to realize that what I'm hearing is something like, trust all is happening for your divine will. That's how it came through. So I guess divine guidance, and to trust that even if there are tensions, issues, problems, that everything is happening as it's meant to. And I am such a firm believer in that, even when things are really difficult and really stressful and we moan about it and we say, gosh, this is just so hard, you know, it's all meant to be. And that's what the star card is about, is keeping the faith, have patience, and know that your journey is guided at this time. So that's one of the strongest messages. And it can also be about something that you've got going on in your life that you may not realize is a long-term situation. So whether it's something that you're just starting or whether it's something that you've been thinking about, Taurus, this is saying there is hope, there is a long-term potential for this. Okay, so obviously whatever that is going to be different for everybody. Taurus. Oh, wow, you got Tiger. Accept your magnificence. I love that. Wow, so Taurus, you know, might be getting, especially early born, might be getting some self-doubt in the month of March. But this is saying, remember who you are. You are a powerful being. And whatever you focus your mind on and go towards with confidence, you can be successful, is what I'm getting. That's a beautiful message. Okay, let's get some more messages for Taurus for March 2023. Taurus, March 2023. Here we go. Oh, wow. Doors open. My goodness. Okay, this is an amazing card, I have to say. So it says opportunity opens new doors, new beginnings, and exciting ventures await you. I love this card. So great. So doorways and thresholds relate to Saturn, and Saturn is in Pisces in March, moves into Pisces out of Aquarius. So what this is saying is the universe is supporting you going forward, Taurus, into anything that you want to go towards next. New pathways. This is like brand new beginnings. The doors will be opening. Are they going to be opening quickly and all of a sudden? I don't know. So for some Tauruses, they may be. If anything, you know, when Jupiter goes into Taurus, which is happening from May onwards, which will last for about a year, a lot of doors are going to open for Taurians, but that doesn't start till May. However, I do believe this is related to Saturn because it's a doorway, and Saturn in Pisces is supportive to Taurians. Okay, so Saturn is supporting Taurians for the next 2.5 years to help you create the reality that you want and to go into a new path. It's really exciting. I get a lot of excitement around this. This can be related to ambition, personal goals, just your life path in general. You're coming out of stagnation, Taurus, or feeling stuck in any way. And I'm not saying life's going to be perfect, but it's definitely going to be moving forward. And you might start to feel that from March by the looks of this one. So that's a powerful message here, especially with the Star card and the Tiger coming up. I feel like that's really powerful. Let's see what else for Taurus. What is the self-care message for Taurus, March? Create art. How funny. And that's so amazing that's come up, because I was talking about at the beginning of the reading, Venus going into Taurus, right? So Venus in Taurus brings out our inner creativity. So, you know, Taurians are naturally creative. So if you're a creative type Taurus, even if you're not someone that typically does drawing, painting, or design, or, you know, it could be anything. It could be interior design. It could be flower arranging, making jewelry. You know, it could be anything, right? This month, there is a creative energy that wants to get channeled through you. Music even. So, especially with Saturn in Pisces too. So, I am seeing someone that's into calligraphy as well. I'm just seeing that now, and I feel like there's a vibe of calligraphy here, right, with the bottle, like looks like an ink bottle and a pen. Even though she's not doing that, she's doing art, but that's what I'm getting. So that can be very fulfilling for you this month. And you might, even if you don't actually do anything creative this month, you might start to get ideas for new creative projects, Taurus. I love this energy. It feels so exciting and positive for Taurus. I think that's one of the best readings I've done for Taurus in a long time. Love the Star card as well. All right, moving on to Gemini. Gemini. What's happening for Geminis for March, please? Oh, this one's popping out. You have the King of Cups. So this can be someone, male person in your life who is, you know, there's a romantic connection here for Gemini. Yeah, a love interest, a love connection, a romantic interest, thinking or connecting with someone on a romantic level. And this is someone who has genuine feelings for you, by the way, Gemini. So yeah, and if you're a male Gemini, this would be you're having genuine feelings for someone and you're trying to listen to your intuition about that connection. And it is advised with the King of Cups to trust your intuition. We have Whale. It says, live as a fully conscious being. So with Gemini, sometimes they sort of can get stuck in two minds. It's a common thing for Geminis to be sort of, what's the word? Kind of like, sorry, I'll fix this up. In two minds, indecisive, or feeling stuck about what to do when it comes to relationships. And this is saying to you, know, you need to trust your intuition. We have the Whale here, which is about connecting with more your inner life, you know, the more subtle energies that go on within you, and honoring that side of yourself. That's what I'm getting. Let's have a look at the Rainbow Oracle and see what comes up for Gemini for March. Triality. Interesting. It says you are shifting from your polarized world of duality, exactly what I was just talking about, to the freedom of heart unity. This is unbelievable. Geminis, this is a really powerful message. It's saying that you're actually coming out of your head and coming into your heart more. That's not easy for Geminis to do because they're very cerebral beings. They tend to rely on logic more so than heart or feelings. And it's not saying throw logic away, but it's saying, you know, you need to get into the wisdom of your knowing, of your body's wisdom. And again, unless you're a Gemini that has Taurus in your chart, this can be very difficult to do. Coming out of duality. So if there's something that you've been undecided about, that's going to be shifting. Saturn in Pisces is going to be making a square to people born at the very beginning of Gemini. So anyone with 0 or 1 degree. In the month of March, you will feel some pressure in your life from Saturn, and it can make you feel like you have to be very focused and more responsible in some way. Not that you're not being responsible, but there could be just more pressures, more work demands, or more a need to just really focus on what's important as well, like what are the most important things to you. This one popped out. This is unbelievable because Gemini, you know, it's just too funny because Gemini's always said to have multiple personalities. And we have 3 faces here. Connect with your ancestors. Okay, so this is about tapping into your more spiritual side of yourself, the side of you that's connected to, you know, I guess the divine, your ancestors, loved ones who have passed. Maybe they've got messages for you. You know, I'm actually getting a parental energy here. So if you're a Gemini with a parent that has passed, I am getting an energy of connecting with that for you. Okay, and Cancerians, month of March for Cancers. What have we got in the tarot cards? This one, 8 of Cups. Oh, okay, that's a bit of an emotional card. Lots of water here, very appropriate with the moon, which is, you know, the moon rules the sign of Cancer. This is about walking away from something, and I am getting such an emotional energy. It's like maybe you've had some realizations or thoughts recently about a situation, and your intuition's kind of telling you, you know, I just need to move on from this situation. And it's something to do with relationships, I feel. You know, it doesn't have to be that you're leaving your partner as such, but it could be, you know, moving away from something that doesn't feel fully right for you, something that's just not right for you at this time. Doesn't mean it's never going to be right, but it might just not be right at this time. Some Cancerians might be leaving a job situation or distancing themselves from a family member with the 8 of Cups. Let's see what else. Dolphin, very watery energy for Cancerians, which is very appropriate. It says, live joyfully in the present. Okay, Cancerians, so it's time to get out of your head about the past. That's what I'm getting here, because you're being told to come back to the present and move away from something that, you know, was preoccupying you. Or, you know, for some it could be a relationship where it's going to be different for everybody, obviously, because this is a general reading, but, you know, it's going to be, sorry if you can hear a beeping in the background, it's my washing machine, and it's just such a pain. Oh my gosh, it's gotten stuck and I have to go and fix it, but I'm not going to do that now. If you can hear that, I apologize. It just beeps every like 5 minutes to tell me to go fix it. So anyway, live joyfully in the present. Yeah, this is about coming back to the present. Like, who is important to you right now? Who is important in your life that you feel a genuine connection to, that you know you're moving forward with? See how it's so interesting. It's like these two fish, you know, one's a dolphin, one's a fish. Both these ocean creatures are about to dive into each other. That's very spooky to me, the way the cards have just come out like that. I feel like there's something about merging the lessons that you've been learning, Cancer. It's very spiritual for you. So it's like you can see these two different situations in your life. And it's so interesting because if you think about the sign of Cancer, which I have on the Astrology, you see how it's the crab, right? But it almost could look like what we're seeing here. These two, you see the connection here? It's very spooky. Cancer is the crab, so, you know, it's just very spooky energy right now. It's like trying to integrate lessons is what I'm getting, and they're very spiritual lessons. They might be very emotional, and you're trying to work out what's what and what's best for you, and I feel like you will. So just trust in that, but you might be in a bit of a process in the month of March with all this. Let's get a self-care message for you, Cancerians. That's a self-care message for Cancerians for March. Oh, this jumped right out. What is it? Take a walk, 52. Okay. So, cute card. I like this deck. It's very whimsical. So this is about, you know, getting out of your head a little bit, Cancerians. And, you know, I'm just getting this feeling Cancerians might be overthinking in the month of March. Mars also, like I said, goes into the sign of Cancer towards the end of the month, which could amp up your emotions quite a bit. You could be a bit stressed out with Mars in your sign, because Mars is in falling Cancer. So it can make you feel very emotional. This is saying take time out for yourself. You know, whether you do go out in nature for a walk, or whether you just take a day off work, or you do something for you where you're kind of like spending time alone to heal. I'm getting healing as well. So some Cancerians might be getting some healing done in the month of March. It would actually be quite great. It would be great, actually. But spending time with yourself to get perspective on things that you're experiencing in your life at this time. I'm feeling a bit dizzy at the moment when I tuned into that. Some Cancerians might be really overwhelmed this month. But I don't think it's a bad thing in general. Like, I'm not getting negative messages. I might have just picked up on one person who is going through a lot emotionally. A visionary, use your foresight and visionary gifts for guidance, creative planning, and enterprising developments. Wow. So Cancerians, this month you have the power to manifest some kind of vision for your life, something that you really want. So there's the energy is there for it to work on manifesting and pushing forward with something. A lot of blue energy comes through, a lot of blue in these cards for you. So that's all about the throat chakra, which is communication, but also I'm getting the third eye, clairvoyance. You might have some very mystical dreams or messages that come through dreams for you this month, Cancerians. Okay, let's move on. Leo? Cancer, Leo. Yeah, Leo's next. Had a mental blank. Okay. Oh, this one's popping out. Leo, what have we got? The Eight of Pentacles. Working hard. Okay. Lots of work. Work would be going well. Work or business should be going well this month. For Leos, it is Aries season, which makes a trine for Leos. That's positive for you guys. Leo, you have Hedgehog. Be a magnet for light, love, and joy. Okay, so interesting. It's talking about focusing on the positives as much as possible. And yeah, just staying focused on where the positive energy is. And if something's feeling difficult, focus on the progress that you have made and the positive things that you have done in order to sort of bolster your self-confidence even more, is what I'm getting there. The Eight of Pentacles can be a lot of hard work. So it's like working away, possibly making some progress with saving money or just with business or work. There could be a sense of progression and achievement is what I'm hearing for some Leos. We have Divine Feminine, flow in the rhythm of the divine heart. It's your cosmic gateway to all creation. So some Leos, if you're male, you may be connecting with a female energy this month of March. That could be quite powerful in some way. But you also may be connecting with an aspect of yourself that, you know, is getting in touch with your inner feminine energy, you know. Hang on, what am I hearing here? Tapping into the divine feminine. For some reason, the inner goddess energy. So whether you're male or female, it doesn't really matter. It's you know, we all have masculine and feminine polarity within us. So it's about tapping into that for creative reasons and also for inspiration. So you might be inspired by a woman in your life this month, and you have beauty ritual. Wow. So self-care really goes to another level for the Leos this month, which is nice. So some Leos might be getting their nails done, hair done. She's doing henna, which is interesting. Someone might actually be getting henna painted on for some reason. Wow, this has got a beautiful energy about it. There's a lot of creative energy, but with regards to the physical body, which relates to Venus being in Taurus this month. So Leos, you might be, you know, doing something to change your appearance, or, you know, getting a haircut, styled, anything like that. Could be anything, which relates to the divine feminine energy, by the way, because that's very much about tapping into your sensuality. Again, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Feeling good is a human thing. So it's about feeling good and tapping into that energy. For some Leos, you may, you know, buy something that just makes you feel great, or you feel inspired through creative projects. You know, it can also be that. But I really like the energy for Leo this month. I feel like it's mostly really good. It's just saying remember to focus on the positives. You know, you might have one day where you're like, oh, this isn't working, or get a bit frustrated over something, but just have faith, because it's showing that if you're framing things positively for yourself, you're more likely to attract a flow of energy rather than putting roadblocks, you know, for yourself. And Leos are generally mostly pretty positive. They bounce back pretty well. So yeah. Okay, let's go to Virgo. So Virgos, you guys have the full moon in your sign on the 7th of March at 16 degrees. So there could be something there that's significant, some kind of change, some kind of releasing. It depends, if you know your chart, what house the full moon lands. So if it lands in, you know, your 4th house, you could be letting go of something to do with some kind of change in your home life or with family. Just as an example, Knight of Wands. So we have a masculine energy here for Virgo. So this can be a husband, father, male person of significance in your life. This person can sometimes be have a very strong will and cooperate for the highest good of the community. What I'm getting here, Virgo, is you might feel like someone around you, a male person, could be seeming a bit selfish or acting a bit selfish at this time, and you're kind of looking at the big picture of everything, but they're kind of just looking at the singular, and this could be a bit frustrating for you is what I'm getting. So you might need a bit of patience around a male person this month, and just kind of, what I'm hearing is waiting it out. So it might have to be where someone, if you try to confront them, it just kind of makes it more difficult, and you might have to wait something out a little bit, wait for the energies to shift in some way, because this person seems a bit too aggressive through this energy that I'm picking up on the card, and you're kind of on a different level. This is more your energy, Virgo. You're thinking about the details of things and how everything works together. It's almost like you're not on the same page with somebody. Duality. Interesting, because Gemini's had that, and Geminis are ruled by Mercury, and so is Virgo ruled by Mercury. In a world of duality sits truth, the center of all things, a place where love dances in unity with its own shadow. Wow. So for this month, Virgos might be able to see someone else's shadow, and it might be that either you're dealing with a shadow issue in yourself or another person, or it's both, because usually it's a mirror. You know, oftentimes when we encounter other people's shadow, it's something, it doesn't mean that, you know, you encounter someone else's shadow and you have the exact thing in you. It could be that there's just something here that's trying to get your attention, where you're not empowering yourself in some way, or where you're not standing up for yourself in some way, Virgo. Or it could be, you know, see how there's a panther on the card. A panther energy really owns its own power just intrinsically. It doesn't have to try, right? So there's something here, Virgo, about wanting to embody more of your deeper, more intense or passionate side, and you might be seeing that in another person, whether it's coming across to you in a positive way or a more negative way. I'm not sure. It could be either or, depending on, you know, these are general readings, but it's something about seeing the dark and light this month, and you're going to be very aware of these kind of energies going on. So, you know, you might be doing some spiritual work as well, Virgo. I'm seeing crystals all of a sudden, so someone might be working with crystals. Someone that's watching this, or working with crystal healing, or setting intentions with crystals. You also have this card pop out, which is, or stuck to a few other cards, but I'll take the top one. Spend time with friends. So you need to maybe get away from a situation that's draining you or overwhelming you, and spend time with people that you feel really good around, who are very supportive. So even if it's one friend or a couple of friends, or even people online, it's like feeling that support and that sense of, you know, the people that really understand you, and or the person that really understands you. You know, it could be someone that you've known for a while, that's just a friend. I feel that, you know, it could be a work friend, it could be someone else, but I'm just getting this positive energy here of this is bringing a sense of relief. And so, you know, there might be some difficulties in your relationships in some way in March, but there's also a lot of support around you, Virgo. So definitely utilize that and connect with friends, especially if you haven't seen them for a while, or if there's a friend that you've been meaning to catch up with. I'm seeing that you probably will catch up with them soon in the month of March. Okay, so Virgo, Libra. All right, Libra, what have we got? I'm gonna check the time. Oh, what is it already? Hang on. Oh, 13 minutes. Oh, goodness. All right, Libra, March. Oh, jumping card. What do we have here? The Strength card. Okay. So when the Strength card comes up, it's basically saying to you, you know, you have the strength to see through some kind of situation here in your life. See how the ox here is quite burdened by not only carrying a very heavy load, but walking through some kind of difficult terrain, which looks quite muddy, steep and uneven. So this is very symbolic card of having to deal with a lot. And I don't think this is a new thing for a lot of Libras. I feel like Librans have been dealing with a lot, but it's saying, you know, you have the strength to deal with whatever you're dealing with at this time, Libra. So don't let fear get the better of you. You are being tested a little bit, but let's see what else comes up. The Strength is basically, you know, it's a positive card, because it says you have the strength to deal with whatever's come up. There's too many cards there. I'm not going to take that. Try again. There was like 4 cards there. You have Llama. It's a cute picture. Set clear boundaries and enforce them, Libra. That is such a Libran message. Like, because Librans are so forgiving and so, you know, understanding. A lot of the time they can see two sides to stories, two sides to situations. And often, like I've said many times, Librans are really good at giving people the benefit of the doubt. But this is saying, you know, there's somebody that's mirroring you or trying to mirror you in some way. Or they could be, you know, it could be, I'm getting like for some people this is a romantic thing where they are trying to seem like, see how the llama is very soft and looks very harmless. It's almost like they're putting that on is what I'm getting. And it's saying, the card says set clear boundaries and enforce them. You're being told to be strong at this time, Libra, and to not just let anyone into your life, and to also be careful with a particular person or a relationship where there's been issues. Okay, so that's very strong message coming through. Let's see what else comes through for Libra with the Rainbow Oracle. Libra, March. Oh, you got financial flow. What a great card. Look at that. I love this card because it's got so much brightness on it and it's just kind of magical. So it says you've earned it. You deserve it. Financial rewards begin to flow and profitable solutions unfold. What a great card, Libra. So look at that. Your hard work is paying off and I feel like you knew it would. So there's like a sense of relief coming out of this card. It's like, you know, if you're a Libra that's been doing it tough in some way or struggling in some way, maybe financially or maybe in other areas, this is saying there's some kind of amazing flow of abundance coming through for you this month of March. Also for early born Libras, the Pluto in Aquarius that I talked about is going to be trining Libra energy, so that's very positive. And if you're born at the beginning of Libra, you'll feel that this year and next year as very empowering to you, so that's wonderful. So there's obviously lots of opportunity to increase your abundance, for prosperity, for money to flow through. And I'm actually getting something about, like, you know, if this has been an area of struggle for you, to say affirmations around related to financial abundance. You can find things like that on YouTube. Like they're quite good, I feel. So I've used things like that before and I feel like it's quite helpful. All right, one last card for Libra. Oh, it's jumping card. Movement. So there's another one underneath, but I'm not going to get that. This is a cool card. I love the aura. It's like very 70s kind of psychedelic. All right, so 36. So that's a 9. So you might be changing something about your routine when it comes to your exercise. She's doing yoga here, so some of you may be into yoga, or it's, you know, it's basically an advice card on make sure that you're getting out of your head as well. I said that to Aries, you know, Librans can very much get stuck in their heads as well. Do exercise to channel off excess stress, you know, going for walks. I'm also getting water for some, so like swimming, going to the beach, depending, you know, where you live. I'm in Australia where it's still hot, you know, hot weather. But obviously if you're in America, it's going to be cold. But, you know, this could be, could be into Ashtanga yoga, which is the really difficult yoga. I just heard that, Ashtanga yoga, which is like there's a lot of heat emanating. It's like heat rays. And for some it might be dancing as well. So, but doing some kind of exercise is really going to help you, is what I'm getting, Libra. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is Scorpio. Okay. Scorpios for March. Nothing yet. There we go, this one. Oh wow, you guys have the Temperance card. Beautiful. I love this card too, by the way, with the flamingo and the rainbow. It's also Sagittarius, so some Scorpios might be dealing with the Sag. The Temperance card is about healing. So for some Scorpios, this month would be a great time to get healing, which would make sense to me because the last 2.5 years, Saturn was in Aquarius, which was making a square aspect for all Scorpios. So this is about getting some, you know, maybe doing some healing work, getting healing work done for you. Also getting, you know, healing of issues that have been ongoing. Sacred womb, wow. The seeds of your creation are blossoming. Time to nurture and birth the new with love, hope, and enthusiasm. Some Scorpios may be wanting to have a child, or there's something about pregnancy for some. Obviously not all. General reading here. But this can also be symbolic of a rebirth of your life, where you're going to feel, with these two cards together, there's very much like this sense of a refreshment of the soul for Scorpio. it's very strong. So I really feel like the month of March is really powerful and beautiful for Scorpio, where you're going to be feeling very different to how you felt in the last couple of years. And that totally makes sense with the astrology as well. Let's see what else for March for Scorpio. Oh, Taurus had this tiger. Accept your magnificence. Yes. You're stepping up into a new level of energy, and you might have been having a lot of ascension symptoms the last 2.5 years, Scorpio, or a lot of issues with people, a lot of stress and a lot of problems. But this is showing you're back, baby, to quote George Costanza. Sorry, I'm a Seinfeld nerd. I love Seinfeld. But yeah, you're literally coming back, Scorpio. Like, you're coming back to life. You're rising like the phoenix, or in this case like the tiger, but the phoenix is a typical Scorpio symbolism. Wow, look to the stars. Yes, it's talking about the astrology here. It's talking about how things have been really intense for majority of Scorpios in the last 2.5 years, you know. It has not been easy, but this is referring to the big changes coming up in the month of March with Saturn going to Pisces, like I've talked about at the beginning of the reading. If you only watch the card reading part, go back to the beginning and listen to the astrology part, because there's a lot in it that relates to what you're going to be experiencing this year. So Saturn in Pisces, which starts March. What was the date? I can't remember now. There's so many dates. The 7th of March, Saturn goes into Pisces. This is positive for Scorpio. It's positive for the water signs, Cancer and Scorpio. It's more difficult for Pisces, but because it's a conjunction, but Scorpio is getting a trine aspect from Saturn in Pisces. So this is great. You're being supported in the structure of your life, in your stability. Okay, so really good news for Scorpio. If you've been feeling fearful, if you've been feeling worried, like what's coming next, Saturn in Pisces is supporting. Saturn is structure, is, you know, your finances, it's where you live, it's, you know, your career and your goals. It's basically, it doesn't mean that everything's perfect. It just means that what you want to create moving forward is supported by the universe. Okay, now that said, we do have Pluto in Aquarius, right, at 0 degrees. So if you're a 0 degree Scorpio person, sun, moon or rising, Pluto in Aquarius is going to square your Scorpio placement. So what that can mean is you could have fears coming up. It doesn't mean those fears will manifest though. It can just mean that you have to deal with your inner world. Okay, and you know, if it's your sun sign, you might have some issues of adjustment in your career, but there's a lot of change going on. But what I'm seeing here, there's a rebirth for you, there's healing for you, there's new projects and new beginnings, and some Scorpios possibly even getting pregnant. All right, so that's the message for Scorpio for the month of March. Okay, let's see what's next. So Sagittarius, what have we got for you guys? Sagittarius, March. This one's popping out. 8 of Swords. Oh my goodness. Sagittarius need to get out of their heads, and there's a lot of worry, fear, or feeling stuck could be. Okay, so let's see what else we can find out. What it says is a lot of this is in your head and it's not your reality. So really this can be related to negative thoughts, negative thinking, or sometimes just feeling that you're trapped in a situation that you can't do anything about. You have Cow, which is Taurus energy. Give with unconditional love and grace. Okay, you might be worried about money with the Cow energy, which is Taurus energy. I do feel for Sagittarius this month of March there is good news for finances. So but there is this feeling like you're worrying a lot. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And there's something about comfort here for Sagittarius, like wanting to be in your comfort zone. There's a slow pace here, like maybe you're feeling like you're only able to, I mean, it'd be weird for a Sag because Sagittarius is fire sign, but that's what I'm getting. You're just kind of wanting to go at a slow and steady pace and just wanting to be kind of in a comfort zone. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but let's see what else we have. Clear your energy field. Yeah, this makes sense with this card because Sagittarius, you need to do some more cleansing, healing work, or just sage yourself after your work day. It could be as simple as that. There's energies around you with other people, and also things that you're absorbing for things that you're reading or things that you're watching that are getting into your subconscious and kind of giving you a bit of negative thoughts. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. If this doesn't relate to you as a Sag, check your rising and moon sign reading. But that's what I'm getting. You know, it doesn't hurt to cleanse your energy, especially if you're a more introverted or sensitive Sagittarius. Say if you've got Pisces or Neptune placements or 12th house in your chart. to cleanse your energy every now and then, because it just gets rid of the psychic clutter and the thought forms that come from other people. And, you know, Sagittarius is a big picture energy and sometimes can be very open to, you know, other things accidentally. So let's see what else pops up for Sag. Healer. Okay, interesting, because I did say you might be wanting to do some healing or have some healing, you know, done, or, you know, with the cleansing, that could also be very healing for you. You might be healing from something that hasn't been good for you in recent times, or, you know, like some kind of toxic energy, whether it's to do with sensitivity in diet, or, you know, it could be anything else. But you're going through some kind of healing process going on here is what I'm sensing. Okay, in the month of March. And I do feel there's something with prosperity or more money coming to you, Sagittarius. And this is, you know, this energy of just watching your thoughts, and, you know, you might want to do some prayer work if you feel like your thoughts are negative. Sagittarius is a pretty positive sign. They like to be positive. They don't like to feel this way, you know. It's like they want to feel mentally free. But sometimes we have to do that for ourselves and not wait for the external to sort of do it for us, okay? Now, Capricorn's next. Capricorn. What have we got for you guys? Capricorn for March. This one again. This came up for another sign. I can't remember which sign. This is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so there might be something to do with a male person. I'm getting workplace connection. So let's see what this energy is with regards to this male, if you can find out more. Swan. Demonstrate grace and majesty. You might be feeling like other people's energy around you feels a bit harsh, Capricorn. You might be feeling other people are just not understanding where you're coming from. There's very different contrasting energies here. It's like two very different approach styles, and you're kind of, I feel like, the Swan energy, and this other person's kind of more aggressive. So whether this is at the workplace or someone else you're dealing with in your life, I almost feel like with the Swan, you just need to go forward to what kind of makes you feel better. And we can't always avoid the difficulties of other people, obviously, especially if it is the workplace. But I do feel like the message for you is not to let other people's negative attitudes affect you too much at this time. It's just something that you might be going through. If you're born at the very end of Capricorn, this could be a difficult time because Pluto is on 29 degrees. So you might be dealing with fears or worries about others, that kind of thing. Oh, the card fell down. Oh my goodness. And you have the card of Heart Choices. It's a beautiful card. Look at that. When you're true to your heart, self-fulfillment, success, and happiness grow. Okay. So there in Capricorn, there might be something that you do have to speak up on that comes from your heart, just as a way to get your truth out. And this could be a very personal situation. It could be something that's very emotional for you. It could be something to do with a family member or someone that you're worried about. Sorry, I'm shuffling the wrong deck. Someone that you're worried about their reaction. But you're feeling quite sensitive here. So it is important that, I feel, at this time, however you communicate, you try to be balanced in your communications with others, but you still express your truth. We have two cards. I'm just going to let them both come out because they came out just square onto the reading like that. We have connect with your ancestors. So yeah, there may be deceased loved ones, Capricorn, that are around you right now that are trying to help you with, I'm getting family situations. The females, it could be sisters, daughters, aunts, you know, the female family members, mother figure, or several of those people. Look to the stars, yeah. So there's definitely something astrological that comes up very strongly, that some Capricorns are dealing with the Pluto conjunct Sun, Moon, or rising if you've got late degree 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn. So that could be what that is. Also with Saturn going to Pisces, that does support Capricorn, so it's good to know that. That's Saturn, which is, you know, a very impacting planet, is going to be supporting your life choices and the structure of your life going forward for the next 2.5 years. All right, and lastly, oh no, not lastly, we've got 2 more signs to do. I've got Aquarius and Pisces. So Aquarians, what have we got for you guys? March for Aquarius. Ooh, we have the Emperor. Ooh, Aries energy. So Aquarius, this is about either dealing with a father figure or a male, like a dominant male in your life. So it could be father, a boss, or some dominant, prominent male in your life. If it's not, it's also can be talking about you. This can be indicating that you need to take charge of a situation in your life. The Emperor comes up when it's Aries energy, right? So when we need to take charge of something. So Aquarius, what do you need to take charge of in your life in the month of March? Yeah, there's some changes I feel coming in, which makes sense for Aquarius because Pluto's going into Aquarius. We have Elephant, open yourself to true abundance. Wow. So there's some kind of new opportunities that could be coming in, and you need to take charge of it or take action on it. It's not something that is just going to kind of fall in your lap without you saying yes to it as well. Okay, so opportunity for some kind of change in your financial situation. It might be related to like a home move or a job change or something like that for Aquarius. You have massage, so getting some healing done, or like this could be, you know, pressure points is what I'm getting here. Some kind of, it could be just a normal massage. It could be reflexology. See how the feet are being massaged. Something with the pressure points. Yeah, so something healing is really beneficial for you this month. 4 and 3, 7. Yep, so 7's about feeling more balanced in your physical body as well as your emotional body as well. And let's see what else for Aquarius for March. 2 cards came up. Wow, you have spiritual warrior. A spiritual warrior's only armor is the strength and power of his heart. And flourish after that. Conditions are perfect for growth and expansion of business situations. I did say something with work is changing that you're passionate about. So the warrior energy is interesting. You may feel that you have to push through limitations or fight against something that's difficult, you know, and that could be anything. I'm not advocating for fighting, but you know what I mean. It's what's the word? It's a manner of speaking. It's a manner of speech. And flourish shows that you do have with this card an opportunity to grow in your life financially by making some significant change. So you, again, I'm getting change of job, but that's not all Aquarians, but I am picking up on that. If this reading did not resonate for you, Aquarius, go by your rising or moon sign. And lastly, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, March. Pisces. This one is the 7 of Swords. Okay, so Pisces, you may be feeling either there's someone around you who you're not being honest with about something important, or they're not being honest with you. This is a card of sometimes deceptive energy or not expressing true feelings. Let's see what else comes up. Could be you or someone close to you. Okay, so keep an open mind. Heart choices about relationships. All right, so there's something coming up that you have to tune into your heart's truth rather than surface things, and trust your intuition with regards to some kind of decision in a relationship. Pisces. Okay, what else? Oh, very Piscean, the water element. Libra's a fully conscious being. Yeah, so Pisces, it's about not, you know, putting a veil or rose-colored glasses on with a relationship is what I'm getting, or with someone in your life. Could be a friend. It's important for you this month to be really honest with yourself about the people around you and their influence on your life. So it could be one or more people. It's like, trust your intuition. Your intuition has been trying to speak to you about something to do with this. Deep breathing. You may be having some anxiety about a relationship, Pisces. I am getting that. You could be worried about somebody around you. This is sort of getting you to focus more within and go to prayer, meditation, and your spiritual side to really tap into the truth and then what you need to do moving forward. So Saturn is coming into your sign, Pisces, in March from the, I think, did I say, gosh, I've forgotten already. Is it the 7th? Yeah, it's the 7th of March. So you're going to feel that energy as some kind of shift or change in your life of anything that's not authentic to you, especially if you're born at the beginning of Pisces for the first couple of months. And Saturn goes up to 7 degrees of Pisces this year. So any Pisces born up to 7 degrees will feel this energy of a change in any kind of relationship where you feel like the situation is not honest or authentic enough for you. That's a very strong message coming through. And you're going to be really making your spiritual path more practical and real in your life if you haven't already. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic month. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.